December gets darker, let me know when you're home, 'cause you're lighting a spark in me. Gets pretty lonely, I get so lonely. So stay by my
What's the name of that
side.
restaurant, babe?
Come close.
You are back in the mix with Kai and
Nick.
coming back at you with another video, actually a part 2 of the video. It was entitled The New Journey in the Midst of a Storm.
Storm.
So with no further ado, we're gonna kick it off, and we left off at putting our offer in.
Yeah. So last time we talked about how we went and saw this beautiful home that God had showed us, and we were in there a few minutes, walked through, and was like, I think we were there for like 5 minutes,
It's our house.
and we prayed, and then told the realtor this is where we want to be, and she said, "You gonna put an offer in?" We were like, "Yep."
Exactly.
I think we put the offer in that Friday, and all the offers were due, going very quickly. I think by Sunday was the last day you could put an offer in. So I believe on Monday, I was at work.
What she called and tell you?
She called me. She said I have good news and bad news. So I said, give me the good news first, and she said, you got the house. And I said, okay. So she like, I said, what's the bad news? She's like, no, there's no bad news. Like, yeah, it was a very exciting moment. You know, I always hear people talk about stuff like that, but it was nice.
And then he called me when he came home and told me, oh, good news, bad news. And it's like, what now? And it's like, ain't no bad news. I'm like, stop playing with me. But yes, that was putting our offer in, and we never looked back.
We claimed it, and it was ours from the get-go. We prayed before we put even the offer in. And we prayed in the house before we even told the realtor, like.
Yeah, she left us alone with it. She left us alone, like, you know, go check it out, look it out. You wanna pray? We prayed. Like,
We put that one on.
After that, writing a letter.
Yeah, being first-time home buyers, we didn't know really the process besides just finding something that we wanted and, you know, putting in an offer. But the realtor suggested, amazing realtor, she suggested that along with putting down your offer, what you're offering financially, to write a letter to the owner to let them know that, you know, why you want the house and things like that. And so everything actually was just all worked out by God. The house we bought was only about 3 minutes from where we were before, where our apartment was before that caught fire. And so we knew the neighborhood right away. We put that in the letter, put, you know, how we do ministry and what our intentions is, the fact that we just want a home to raise our children in and raise our family and be happy. And not only that,
He was a firefighter.
the owner of the house was a firefighter, and we did not know it. So once we put in the letter that the only reason we really left our apartment because of a fire, I think that was just the icing on the cake. Like, God was like, I'm about to take you out of a situation, force you out of a situation.
Yeah, he forced us.
By fire, and then set up somebody already in your path to bless you, you know, to have favor for you. So really, God's plan be so strategic. Like, God's plan, like, he knows what he's doing. Just trust him. Just trust him.
After the letter writing, the lender suggested that I go back to work, and at least until after the loan is closed. So I proceeded to go back to work, and it had its perks because I work in factory work, and everybody know during COVID, when it was hit the hardest, like in March, April, May-ish, it was like up and down, and I was there 1 minute and I wasn't, and I was there 1 minute and I wasn't, but they were understanding of it. So when I did go back, I had to like literally force and push myself because of the type of work that they had me doing. Like, it caused like pain in my hands. I had to work with razor blades, and it was just a real tedious job. And like I said, my thumbs, I used to come home complaining to him every day, like, my thumbs are hurting, like I can't even feel my thumbs no more. So literally I had to push myself to the limit to just even, maintaining that job, and to the loan, was
One thing that we've realized in our lives um, is when God is doing something for you, He will often ask you to do stuff for other people. I think we said in one of the first videos, Pastor Vlad had mentioned on a YouTube video, when he was ministering, he said, don't use your current season as an excuse to not help people that need what you have. Meaning more so, just don't let whatever your circumstances be like, well, I'm struggling with money right now, so I can't, bless somebody with some food, or I can't give of myself whatever God has asked me to give because I'm hurting as well. We learned that in our lives, God is like, look, I'll take care of you guys. I want you to go bless somebody else. So ironically enough, while God was working out this blessing for us, He had us really, in a sense, doing missionary work. Many people were calling us, asking to come and pray for them, asking us to come and bring them oil, just random things out of the blue. I know one instance we were driving to our church and we actually saw someone, young lady, sitting on the curb, and right away the Holy Spirit had me see her and say in my heart, go to the church because it was around the corner, get some supplies and take them back to her. And funny enough, my wife, she already knew before I even said we're gonna go back and help this lady. As a matter of fact, I didn't even say anything. She just saw me driving back and she said I already knew we were coming back to see her. Once she said she saw me see her, she knew that the Holy Spirit was speaking to me, saying, "Go bless that young lady." So, if that's anything for anybody, I feel like God uses that just for us to not get so caught up on ourselves, to not be selfish, to not be so focused on God. What about me? What about me? What about me? And He's just like, don't worry, I got you. But while I'm taking care of you, go bless somebody else.
In the midst of all this going on and stuff, like I say, with family, our situation, work, and getting this house or whatever, because it was a secret. We didn't tell nobody.
Oh yeah.
We didn't tell nobody what was going on.
He wouldn't let us. He said, "Don't tell nobody.
Don't say nothing." So, like I said, with all this going on and not being able to pick up the phone and call my mom or call my sister and get insight, just insight and advice on everything and stuff. Like I had to literally keep it between us or take it to the altar. So I remember one day God was telling me that what I'm about to do for y'all, I want y'all to understand that it was nobody but me. And I didn't understand that until everything just started to unravel. Like, wow, really? So He got it understood in us ahead of time. What I'm about to give y'all, what I'm about to do for y'all, I want y'all to come to the realization it's nobody but me. So that's pretty much what we stood by.
Amen. Through this whole experience, we would pray every day, throughout the day, together individually. And I remember one instance, we were at my brother's house where we were staying at the time. We were worshiping and talking at the table. And I began to ask the Holy Spirit, why was it always a struggle for stuff to happen in our lives? When we knew that He was always going to come through. And as we were worshiping and praying together, the Holy Spirit spoke back to me and He simply said, "Nicholas, it's not a struggle, it's just my timing." And Him just speaking that to me and speaking that to us just lifted a burden off my heart that I had for so long. Just growing up, having a relationship with God, knowing that He would always come through and always bless us when we needed it, but sometimes it seemed like it was a struggle. And He just simply said, it's not a struggle, it's my timing. And I understood that later on. We actually got a chance to close on the house when everything worked out with being off from work, vacation, and things like that coming through. It was the perfect timing. I think sometimes in our lives we just want stuff to happen when we want it, but I had to learn to pray that, God, don't give me anything I'm not ready for, because it'll be more of an embarrassment to you for you to give me something so wonderful and for me to fumble and mess it up, knowing that I'm just too young in my spirit or not mature enough to handle it. So I would encourage you, just trust in God's timing. He knows what He's doing.
We even question ourselves, what is it that we're not doing?
Yeah.
We're doing something wrong?
Was there anything else, God? We praying, we fasting, we seeking you, we serving, we worshiping, we're doing missionary work. But He's just like, don't worry about it. Just because He made His way. Yeah, He made His way. And if you know us personally, we're not really. Ask our family. We're not the waiting type.
Now.
Yeah.
I waited long enough.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll put some patience in you, some endurance, and some steadfast. We were new to this, so we did not know. We thought it was as simple as we like that house. Here's our money. We have a job. It's simple. You go to work. You make money. You pay your bills. Right? Not right. These people ask us for the same documents over and over and over again. Where is your money coming from? Where'd you get it? How long have you had it? No problem. I have proof of all of these things. We have proof. But they kept asking for the same stuff over and over and over again. I thought I was going crazy. Like,
I was over it.
like, am I going crazy? Like, I gave you this 2 days ago. So, as the closing date came near, and just kept getting pushed back because of silly things that we thought were just silly, we began to get frustrated.
Totally frustrated. Frustrated as frustrated can be. The lender guy called one day and he was going through documents and, saying, we need this, we need that, And I'm thinking, we already gave you that stuff. So I'm just growing so frustrated with him. He's just frustrated, just period. Like,
stressed out. He's trying to make his deals.
So
good guy though.
He was just going like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I need this, I need this, I need this. And I heard in one ear, he's saying all of this, like, what are we gonna do? Oh my God, we need this, we need this, we need this. And I'm hearing God in the other ear saying, tell me I'm great. And I'm like, I'm listening to what this dude's saying because he just pushing me to my limit. Like, what is you talking about? Oh my God, And I'm hearing God say, just tell me I'm great. And I'm like, you're great. It's just going and going and going. So Nick came home, and I think I told you what happened. And he was so geeked up because I think that kind of corresponded with what he had going on at that work. So yeah.
I feel that God told us to not tell anyone early on in this process what he was doing in our lives is because what he was doing was so amazing that he was speaking to us daily. I mean, daily. If he wasn't speaking to her and confirming in my spirit, he was speaking to my spirit and confirming that her spirit was speaking to us together. And so I believe he didn't want us to involve other people because he didn't want to involve other people's opinions or thoughts or fears or desires to get conflicted with what he was saying. Because often when we listen to other people, sometimes we go to them for what they think about what God has said. And it's like, why would you go to someone else to just say, hey, what do you think about it? Yeah, what God has already told you. So he spoke so much throughout this process. He was like, look, I'm going to just make it to where it's God, her, and you. So y'all can't talk to nobody but me about it. Y'all can't confide in nobody. I mean, my parents are pastors. They're our go-tos, to talk to people about. But he said, don't tell anybody. And I just want to encourage people out there, when God speaks to you, sometimes you have to keep it quiet. Keep it within yourself. Really go to God and talk to him about what you want, what he wants you to do about whatever vision and whatever dream he's given you. Because sometimes people, don't want the best for you. So, be mindful of whom you tell. Be mindful of, whom you go share your dream with,
Small faces be telling lies.
Yeah. So be careful. All the way up until the closing date, it was faith every step of the way. The closing day was really beautiful. We took some time and had some lunch downtown and walked on the river with a few of our close friends, and it was an amazing, beautiful day. And even as we're walking, the mortgage lender, he's texting me saying final numbers aren't in yet. Stuff still has to come through. I mean, we're literally, I think it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We're supposed to close at 3. We're literally hours away from the closing, and literally I'm walking and I'm getting these emails on my phone and I'm holding my wife's hand, and I just literally just said, okay, responding to the email, and put it back in my pocket and told God, look, I know you're going to work this out. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to let this spoil our day. And so I think within the next 15, 20 minutes, the next email I got was, these are the closing numbers. It was wonderful working with you. Congratulations on your new home. Faith up until the final moment. You really, when the enemy is coming at you with all this negativity and if it happens, will it happen? You know, it won't happen. You got to really stand on what God said. And it was really like, hey, you said you were gonna do this.
Yeah, you said it, and I have to continue to remind myself what he said. Like, you remember what you said, you know. And sometimes we have to do that just to, you know, get reassurance. Like, God, you said what you gonna do for us. You want us to understand that it was nobody but you. So that was what carried me up until this point. Just reminding him what he said. But it was nothing like being in the room, signing them documents, and them handing them our keys. We flew home.
We did.
We went home, started cleaning up.
Went straight to our house, clean top to bottom,
Yes.
prayed over our house, anointed it with holy oil, and just rejoiced.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful day. And then went and told our parents.
Right. Everybody's like, oh my God. Calling them people, sending them pictures. They like, oh my God, why y'all ain't tell me? Like, it was a secret.
I like to play jokes, so yeah, it was fun.
Secret. But I can say, out of the midst of all of this, that a gem was produced in the midst of the storm. I'm not going to reveal what it is. Y'all just stay tuned, but we will reveal exactly what it is. God birthed something in me. So that pretty much sums up.
It sums up for now.
Sums up for now. See you guys.